Exercise in America has been unbelievably dumbed down. We now call exercise 30 minutes of walking 3 times a week. It's really absurd. Last night I was giving a lecture in Tampa. One of the donors to the hospital where I was speaking at said, "Gosh, I'm glad we only had to stand up for 45 minutes for the initial, portion because I got to sit down. I'm tired." That's where we are as a country. Being proud if we can stand for more than an hour. People now call mall walking exercise. I think that's activity, and that's fine, because the more people move, the happier I personally am. But we've got to stop calling that exercise, because in order to maintain your weight, you have to do something called vigorous exercise. Doctors have an incredible prejudice against vigorous exercise for a lot of different reasons. Number one, because doctors are bookworms. They're very smart, but they're not athletes. They don't tend to be people that are exercising, and they just don't favor that in their own lives. Number two is they were taught as recently as the 80s and the early 90s that exercise could potentially be dangerous for you. We all know if you work out really hard, you run a marathon, you could die of a heart attack. What they didn't realize as a profession, what doctors didn't realize, was that the harm, which is you could drop dead running a marathon, is vastly, vastly overwhelmed by the benefit the other 23 hours of the day, because you're so protected the rest of the day based on the benefits of exercise. So that's number one. Number two is people are afraid of exercise. People think something horrible is going to happen. People think their back's going to go out. People think their ankles are going to roll. And you know what? That might happen, but I can guarantee you they're going to have a lot more orthopedic problems if they do nothing. It's all about the relative risks. And the relative risks are way, way over in exercise's favor. Last thing is, people are scared to get tired. It's really interesting. And one of the things we teach at the clinic by Dr. H is it's okay to be tired. It's okay. It's okay to huff and puff. You're not going to drop dead. But people have to be shown that. And sometimes this is even true for former athletes that have played competitive sports. If I can get one little extra addendum in, is people also think it's crazy to work out more than 30 or, God forbid, 60 minutes a day. On The Biggest Loser, we had all these pediatric experts come in and say, "Dr. H, no, you can't have kids work out for more than an hour or hour and a half a day." I said, wait a minute. In every high school in the country, competitive kids, freshman year on, are working out 3 or more hours. You've got dancers working out 5 to 6 hours a day. You've got competitive gymnasts working out far more than that. And we evolved, by the way, from a species that, had to walk 30 or 40 kilometers every day in search of food. Stop saying you can't exercise. Stop saying exercise is bad for you. Stop saying I'm going to get hurt when I exercise. And stop saying I can't, because you can and you need to. And that's one of the key ingredients that we're going to teach here at the clinic by Dr. H.